What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to CM Aviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have the October 2025 Albuquerque Sunport International Airport update for you all. I hope all of you are excited for this today, as this is a really big update. It is the balloon festival here in the early part of October, and as a result, Albuquerque just has so many aircraft, so you're seeing all kinds of different planes here today. So we're going to cover all of them. This is a huge event here for Albuquerque, and I've never really talked about it very much on my channel during these airport updates, so this is a great time to do so here in the awesome month of October. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So if you don't know, in the early part of October, Albuquerque has a huge balloon festival of hot air balloons. All kinds of enthusiasts from that realm come to Albuquerque, and it's a really good time of year to just fly them all around the place. And as a result, all of the flights are always full, and this year particularly, way abnormal from what I've normally seen, or at least what I've noticed. There are so many extra flights, especially Delta Airlines has added so many, 3 additional destinations for that weekend and so forth. So I believe it's October 3rd through the 13th. I could be wrong on those details, but nevertheless, it is in that first part of October, and as a result, we have a bunch of air service to go with it. So let's go ahead and talk about it, everybody. This is going to be fun. Let's get started. Starting with this SkyWest Embraer 175 for American. This aircraft, of course, is making its routine service today, heading on over to Los Angeles. No major changes there, no frequency bumps on that, but we'll be talking about a bunch of frequency bumps. Next, we have this Delta Embraer 175. This aircraft, SkyWest as well, coming in from Los Angeles too. This aircraft's now heading out to Salt Lake City. These also remain the same, which is more than understandable. So looking good here for Delta on this service. Now, I don't remember if this was originally here or not, but Delta actually did extend the Minneapolis service into October, which I don't recall initially seeing, but I could have missed it. So here it is on the Boeing 737-900ER, more or less. So how about that? So great to see that. Also rocking some cool new GSE pieces. On the right there, you have a air conditioning unit there, or GPU, I should say, excuse me, from Tiny Tugs. And you got an AvGeek model, absolutely beautiful fuel truck there. So good variety of pieces there, so we'd love to see that. But nevertheless, getting back into this, really cool to see MSP into October, and then we'll be excited to see it back probably in May of next year. So been a great service, and really glad I got this edge to the bump, and I think the Hot Air Balloon Festival definitely contributed to that. Another little frequency jump here during the weekend of that is the Delta Boeing 737-900ER. This is off to the great airport of Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International. On the Saturdays, October 3rd and 10th, I believe, there are 4 flights instead of 2 daily flights on Saturdays. So very impressive, and the rest of it's 3 weekly. So, or sorry, it's not, well, 3 daily, excuse me. So yeah, great to see this. This also is a new model. This is a GeminiJets release. It's not the one that I had a long time ago, but I recently was able to get another one for moments like this, because there have been times where 2 Delta 737-900ERs have been here at Albuquerque. I'm very glad to represent this accurately finally again. So very lucky that in the first time I had the chance to do this, it worked out perfectly. So great to get this back, and look at all that cool GSC to go with it. Got an ops truck there from Tiny Tugs, and the pushback truck too. So links in the description. CM Aviation for 10% off.
Wildcat Diecast has some of the best model aircraft deals out there. From great prices to all the brands to free shipping, Wildcat Diecast has you covered. This model aircraft retailer is a game changer and saves you money with every order. Save even more money with discount code CMAviation for 10% off. Be sure to check out Wildcat Diecast and bring those amazing deals to your model aircraft collection today.
Thank you to all these retailers for making all this a reality. It's very cool. Alaska Airlines also doing a great job here. Here's West Coast Wonders on the Boeing 737 MAX 9 operating 2 daily services to Seattle. So great to have the larger 737s in here. We're going to be continuing to see this for the rest of 2025. So no doubt another cool piece to the puzzle. Unfortunately, JetBlue has been kind of a failure, so hopefully they'll be back at some point, but they're not here at this moment. American Airlines also has made quite the jump here with their services. So here's the Boeing 737-800. This aircraft's going to be making a service today. We're going to go ahead and get the 2 weekend services they've added. Most of these are daily, a couple of which are just not operating Tuesdays, Wednesdays, but these 2 particularly are operating quite a bit. So this aircraft's coming in from Philadelphia, which is going to be operated like 10 times during this month. So we'll love to see that. And now it's making this flight at Charlotte Dulles International, which is another really cool flight. And that's going to operate, I believe, 10 times as well, that October 3rd to 13th range. So great to see that, and who knows, maybe these can become consistent routes long term. This is kind of a fun, little what if video, kind of talk about what the long-term possibilities of flights like this could be. I think Charlotte's definitely realistic. I do think Albuquerque could store a Charlotte flight long term, and then Philadelphia is probably a little much, but never say never, right? So certainly glad to see it here. This is a great looking aircraft, and certainly happy to feature it here in today's update. So looking really nice here on this American 737. Again, we have the bonus services to Philadelphia and Charlotte this month, so looking really nice. Back to a little bit more routine. Here's this American 737-800. This aircraft is currently coming in from Dallas-Fort Worth International. They are doing pretty good on these services, though a few less frequencies. They've kind of spread it out to some of the other hubs like Charlotte and Chicago. So a few less flights, but Albuquerque is going to get their dues here in just a moment as we have more mainline service to Phoenix on this American Airlines Airbus A319. So happy to feature this here, and the 737 is also operating it quite a bit too. So great to see all the flight services here at Albuquerque. It's been very impressive, so looking very nice. Now over here for United Airlines, we have quite a bit going on, so let's go ahead and talk about it. The first aircraft is this Boeing 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is currently making the flight today, coming in from Houston, George Bush, which remains on a pretty good, consistent schedule there. So looking very nice. United didn't go quite as far out as what Delta did, and even American, but still some good frequency bumps like this Boeing 737 MAX 9, coming in from Washington, Dulles, so sending a couple of bigger aircraft on those Saturdays for the festival. So I'll have to see that, so great to see. Otherwise, 737-700, so looking very nice here for United. And we are going to take a little bit of a abrupt transition here to a very unfortunate situation here in a very abrupt, very prompt situation here for Spirit Airlines. So unfortunately, this is going to be the last time you see Spirit Airlines here for the immediate future. Spirit Airlines will be terminating 11 stations in the month of October as of now, including Albuquerque. So this is certainly a bummer. They were down to 2 weekly services here, and unfortunately Albuquerque did not make the cut. Spirit's going through some very challenging times right now and could be devastational to their operation if they're not able to recover. So challenging cuts have been made. Albuquerque was one of many small hub airports to join that list, so certainly unfortunate. It's been great to have Spirit here for a little over 3 years. I've really enjoyed featuring their different aircraft through the updates, and they were a great piece of the puzzle. So long live Spirit. Very unfortunate for sure, and I hope that they'll be able to survive, though it's not looking good. So a very, very sad moment here, but of course we have to recognize all of what's happening here at our airport. So long live Spirit. Thank you for all your contributions, and maybe if we get really lucky, they'll be able to come back if they get it figured out, but not looking too good at this moment. Southwest Airlines is also congruent with the other carriers in regards to no additional flights, or not congruent, but very similar story here too. No additional frequencies, just their normal schedule. So no crazy notes here, but the 737-700 is coming in from Burbank, and now it's going to head out to Long Beach. Coming in from San Diego, and now it's heading out to San Jose, we have this 737-700 with the blended winglets. Coming in from Dallas Love Field and heading off to Houston Hobby is this 737-800. Italian Tug catering truck going strong right there, looking really nice. And we also have the GeminiJets release 737-700. This aircraft's making a flight today out to Austin, and now it's going to be taken on over to Chicago's Midway, so looking quite nice. And coming in from Kansas City, and now it's going to be making a flight today over to Nashville, is Nevada One on the 737-800, looking quite nice. A couple of notes long term. It appears that Nashville's going to go to Saturdays next year for a period of time. I think it's just a pretty long segment there and quite a bit of Southwest service here to begin with. So hopefully by next June that will be daily. We'll take a look at the schedule extension when that comes out. Number 2, Kansas City also appears to be sneaking off the schedule in the spring of next year. I hope that comes back, but as of right now, that is what's listed. So hopefully it's just a transitional piece, but Southwest is really restructuring their entire network, and I think those were just a couple of unfortunate byproducts of such. So hopefully they'll be able to get that figured out. Next, we're back over to United here. We have the Airbus A319, a really good piece of happy news coming in from San Francisco. So the mainline does return to San Francisco on a once daily basis. This is really encouraging as we had many regional jets here earlier this year, so I'm glad that this got rectified. So yeah, great to see the Airbus A319 back. It's definitely a high performer. It's on the afternoon service as well, so pretty cool to see. So I'm excited to see what happens long term with this, or actually the overnight. I think it is the overnight. So the San Francisco Ron's going strong, got the Tiny Tugs GSC going strong in here too, and overall it's looking really good, so great to see that San Francisco service going strong. But if you thought we were done, we still have this whole area over here going on, and man, it is very excessive. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at all of what's going on. First, we have the Arizona National Guard KC-135 taxiing out for departure. This is heading back over to Phoenix, so always great with the military involvement here. And then here is the very unusual part for Delta Airlines. So Delta went all out here on the services this month, and the Airbus A319 is coming in from Detroit. So on 4 days, 2 Mondays and 2 Fridays, they're flying in some weekend services here to get more people in here for the Balloon Festival. So this particular aircraft is coming in from Detroit as we speak right now, and is going to be heading back out there. So very cool to have Detroit, and this is another route that I do think it could be a possibility long term. The Airbus 319 would be a great plane to do it. So let's hope that it's a possibility. It would certainly be fun, and eager to see if this could possibly make a regular appearance at some point. This is going to be interesting. So this one's looking really good. One that I think may even possibly be even more realistic, maybe, we'll just see. It's going to be interesting to see if Delta ever shows interest in doing more of this long term, is this Boeing 737-800 with service over to New York John F. Kennedy. Another really cool piece, and especially good since JetBlue's missing out on this opportunity. So yeah, 319 a couple times, and there was a couple 738, so I thought I'd throw in this one right here with the Scimitars. So yeah, really great to feature this, and another route that I would love to see Delta tackle at some point. So could we see this? We'll see. There is one more that Delta has that I think is the most realistic of them all, and we'll take a look at that later on. But overall, this is still super duper cool to see, and the Delta mainline action is going very strong here with some, hopefully, some long-term options, and I'll be eager to see if this returns next Balloon Fest. Okay, we got a primary 737 freighter coming in from Cincinnati, now heading out to Santa Bernardino. It's looking really good. The UPS Boeing 737-200 freighter. This aircraft's now heading on to the great airport of El Paso and came in from Dallas-Fort Worth. Coming in from Louisville and heading out to Ontario is this UPS Boeing 767-300 freighter. Very nice, looking very good. And we have the FedEx Boeing 767-300 freighter, and this aircraft is coming in from Memphis, and now it's getting ready to head back out there. It's looking quite nice. We have our private jets over here. Of course, we have plenty of, let's just say, wealthy individuals that would like to fly in privately. So coming in from Scottsdale and head back out there in a little bit is this Citation. And coming in for the whole weekend on this Falcon X in all the way from Chicago O'Hare is this really good looking Falcon X. And we have the Cessna Citation here, and this aircraft is currently hanging out after coming in from Long Beach, and now it's going to be making a service today over to Dallas Addison. It's looking very nice. Possibly the most realistic long-term addition here is this Delta Embraer 175. This aircraft is currently making the service today coming in from Seattle, which they're adding a couple additional services there. I'd love to see Delta do that. I think there would be some real potential with that, so maybe they'll add it. We'll see. But they got interest for the Balloon Fest, so that's great. United doubling up here on the 737-9ER coming in from Chicago's O'Hare, and now it's going to be making a service today on to Denver, so looking quite nice. A little bit of interesting capacity changes. United will go down to the 175 on Chicago on a, I believe it's double main lines right now, I believe, which is impressive. Then one main line next month in November. In December, we'll start the Embraer 175, which is a little unfortunate, but they are putting another mainline aircraft over on our service to Denver. So just balancing it out a little bit, and then the A319 did return on San Francisco. So yeah, it's been interesting to see the balance there. I'll be eager to see what happens, but yeah, that's been a very strong establishment. So I was a little surprised, but with the other changes coming back in favor of ABQ, it kind of makes sense. So a little pivot action there. Got a SkyWest Alaska Embraer 175 for Horizon rather. This is going to head out to Portland. So looking very nice. It's a once daily 175. So great to see this route continuing to be consistent and be an asset. Lining up with nonstop service today. Did I get both? No, I didn't get Chicago yet for American. Here we go. We have this American 737-800 service out to Chicago, which they continue on the main line. So we love that. American's doing really good there with that service, and hopefully they'll continue to grow, because at one time it wasn't even operated, and one time it was just a 175, and I think even the 170 even made the trek out here too. So eager to see what happens next. We'll certainly keep our eye on it. And Sun Country is also going to get on the action in the fun. They are here this month for the 4 days just to operate and participate in the Hot Air Balloon Fest. So good job on Sun Country for noticing that opportunity. So yes, off to Minneapolis as well. And just like the Delta service, we'll be excited to see them next May likely as well. So they'll be here for charters in between. So I'm sure we can throw them in a couple times. But for now, they are getting ready for that flight back to MSP and getting ready to get it back to it. So yeah, I really hope all of you enjoyed this really fun Albuquerque update. Long live Spirit. That is definitely the saddest news of the whole update for sure. So we'll be excited to see Spirit hopefully get out of this, predicament that they're in right now and maybe return to Albuquerque. I think that's wishful thinking, but we can always hope. In regards to the other carriers, great to see all the bonus flights and kind of some of the long-term hypothetical wants and desires here at the airport, I think some of these Delta flights are definitely possible, and I definitely think American and Charlotte's probably the most realistic out of all of these, but we will see what happens and when it happens. So making good progress and excited for what's ahead, and I hope all of you are excited to see it as well. So with that being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do what you love and love you do. My name's CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon, as CM Aviation is signing off.